it's noon and it must be time for lunch with Leslie. Oh, and the oven is preheated, so we are in good company today. How are you guys doing today? Hey, Marcy. Hey, Kat. It's good to see you. Hi. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hey, Hector. Thanks for being here. Sonia, thank you so much for being here on Periscope. Tasha, thank you. Hey, Linda. It's good to see you. Hi, everybody on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are broadcasting in 2 places. So if you think, let's turn this around. If you think it's crazy because I'm looking in different places, like I'm looking beyond the camera, I am not. I'm actually looking at 2 cameras and focusing and, oh, that's awesome. You're watching a cooking class in cooking school. I love that, Linda. I'm watching a camera in 2 places, so I'm not like crazy person, like squirrel, what? So we are broadcasting live on Facebook. Welcome everybody that's there. We are broadcasting live on Periscope, and thank you guys so much for being here. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well. Darn it, darn it. You love cake, right? Bring you that cake. That's awesome. I know, right? I do that. I'm like, what? Something? What? Chocolate cake. Yay. This is actually amazing because this is a grain-free chocolate cake. Now, notice that I did not say grain-free, dairy-free, vegan, blah, blah, blah. I just said grain-free chocolate cake. This is an amazing recipe. This is actually, exactly, Allie. Allie, welcome. It's good to see you. How was Maui? I watched some of your scopes. They were amazing. This is actually going to be like a 6-ingredient cake that is so easy to make. Hi. Yes, cooking lessons today. That's right. So this cake is going to blow your mind. 6 ingredients, super fast, not including the topping, but the cake part of it that you can just eat without a topping, quite frankly, is going to blow your mind. So, right, anything chocolate, I'm kind of with you on that level. Yes, cake plus easy equals awesome. I agree, Marcy, and this is a super, super simple cake. So we're gonna get right down to it. Let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website. It's right here, GoToKitchens.com. Go To Kitchens is a website that is designed to help you have a light bulb moment. I like to consider myself I'm not a baker either by any means. I like to consider myself a light bulb expert. And when I say that, what I mean by that is that 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I had a light bulb moment. A light bulb went off and I went, hey, why do I have cancer? And so I wanted to, hi Monica, it's good to see, or I'm sorry, not Monica. I want to call you Monica every time I look at that, but I think it's Mo something in New York City. I think Mo, okay, awesome. Hi Mo, thanks for being here. Is this the first time I might broadcast? I think we've hooked up on other broadcasts, but not here. So, but I had a light bulb moment in my life and I needed to change some things. And so what I want to do is I want to encourage, awesome. I want to encourage you guys to have light bulb moments before something like cancer happens to you. And that's what Go To Kitchens is all about. And that's why I'm here teaching you things like a grain-free chocolate cake. So here we go. I am so sorry. Oh my goodness. Angelica, I'm very sorry. I really am. I'm deeply sorry for your loss. I hope that your family heals quickly and you have a beautiful memory. So I'm sorry about that. Thank you. I know. Snazzy pants. This is my snazzy pants. Yes. Yes, I'm making a cake. So that's what we're doing today. All right, if I can ask you one more time. Oh, that's awesome, Gary. That's good that you get better reception. Don't be surprised if it doesn't pop out on you. For you that are watching me on Facebook, every once in a while it'll just pop off and I do not restart the broadcast and I apologize for that. You can see the replay over at catch.me/Go To Kitchens. You can watch the replay. So yes, so sorry for your loss. Okay, so if you guys would, on Periscope, right down here in the corner, there is a little guy, a little Perry guy. If you could just touch him right on top of his cute little head and share out with your followers, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're not following me and you're new to me, please follow me. We do these fun kind of crazy recipes all the time. It's recipe. It is Recipe Remake. Thank you guys. Wow. Thanks for sharing out. Vital eggs, that's right. Very good. But we do these kind of fun stuff. Recipes. Yes, we do recipes. It's a cross between a poodle and a recipe. So yes, recipe. It's like a labradoodle, except anyway, whatever. I'm going off tangent there. So So yes, so we do these kinds of broadcasts on a regular basis. Every weekday at noon Mountain Time is when you can find me, and I do broadcast here in the kitchen. I do broadcast in my office. I do inspirational broadcasts, and soon on Parachute TV, I'm actually going to have a spotlight show on February 22nd at 1 p.m. If you guys are not members of Parachute TV, please, I'm getting to it, Joey. I swear, I'm getting right to it. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. That's so awesome. Thank you. So if you guys, I can't remember what I was saying, but if you're not following Parachute TV, please follow that and catch my live broadcast February 22nd at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. The show is called Flip a Switch, and it is going to be a lot of fun. So I know, it's so exciting. Thank you, Allie. I know, I'm so excited. All right, so let's get down to it. So before I came onto the broadcast, I did a little bit of prep work because I don't have the luxury of having my stove and my prep work in the same place. Yes, so it's Parachute TV. Just search for that in. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mo. Yes, another cooking scope. That's right. So, but Parachute TV, just search in that in Periscope and you'll find it. So. All right, so let's get right down to this. So I did a little prep work ahead of time, and I did this on the stove, and I don't have the luxury of having my stove in a good prep area, so I have to walk back and forth when I'm cooking in my kitchen, and unfortunately that is not great for the camera work. So to keep you guys in a stable place, I did a little work ahead of time. And what I did in a saucepan, this is what it looks like. This is actually the chocolate base that we're gonna use. And what's in the saucepan, the first thing you do is you are going to melt 12 tablespoons of butter. Now, if you buy Kerrygold, this is the butter I actually recommend. It's readily available. They freaking sell it at Walmart now. Kerrygold is amazing. It is a grass-fed butter. The quality is super good. It is available to the masses. They're even starting to make cheeses and stuff. Kerrygold is an amazing company, and I highly recommend that you guys check out Kerrygold. On the back of Kerrygold, very conveniently, they actually have, I'll show you on Facebook in just a second, they actually have tablespoon marks. So you're just gonna count out 12 of these and you're gonna melt that on the stove. So here you go over here. You do not wanna use margarine, you wanna use butter. I'm showing the Facebook people. You want to use butter, that's imperative to this recipe. So I don't know how high it is in saturated fat. I don't know. I do not really pay a lot of attention to saturated fat. 7 grams, if that's something that concerns you. Yep, 7 grams per 16. Actually, there's 16 ounces in this. 16, yeah, 16. So I'm sorry, it's just not something personally I pay attention to. So yes, all the good fats. That's right. These are healthy fats for you. Please do not shy away from these kinds of fats. Do not fear the butter. Butter is to not be feared, especially when it's from a good source like this. So yes, they do. Absolutely, Linda. So I like Kerrygold. So that's what I have in here. I have 12 tablespoons of butter melted in there. Then on top of that, I have added 1 1/4 cup of this. This is a baking chocolate. Actually, it's a bittersweet, which is what I like. You can see that is high in cacao. It is, or in cocoa. No, it's cacao, sorry. I'm reading it backwards. I was like, does that say cocoa? No, it says cacao. It's 65%. This is organic. This is something that you may have a little bit more difficult finding in this world. So yes, this is one of my favorite chips to bake with. They are bittersweet. We're going to add a little bit of coconut sugar to this, so it's not going to be that, it's not going to taste like that in the recipe. So I can just eat these right out of the package. They're amazing. But this is about the highest percentage that I can find. If you want to use a higher percentage, you're going to have to buy it in a bar. You found one without sugar? Yeah, you can do that. They have dairy-free now. They have dairy-free chocolate chips, but we're already using, we are already using butter. We're going to use some eggs. So this really isn't a dairy-free. This is a grain-free recipe. This is a gluten-free, grain-free recipe. So that's the type of chips that I use. But yes, you can buy it in bars if you want, or in blocks, and just chip it off. But you want a 1 1/4 cup of chocolate melted. You melt your butter first, and then you pour your chocolate in, and it's going to go very quickly, and it's going to melt the chocolate out. So that's just going to sit over here, and we are going to do some work in a bowl. Do work in a bowl. We're working in a bowl. Let me adjust my cameras so that you guys can get a full counter view. It's not all about me here. It's all about the cooking. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put 5 eggs into this bowl. And this is going to be the whole egg. This is the great thing about this recipe. There is no baking soda. There is no baking powder. There's no crazy ingredients. Most of the stuff you might have in your cabinet right now. So this is super, super simple this week. So this way. So we're going to break these 5 eggs in here. Just like that. Super fast. Try not to get any shells in there. It helps when you're cracking eggs, if you try to hit the center of the egg. So if you if you divide the egg in half and you want to crack it simply, you try to hit it in the center, and that will help alleviate getting those shells out. Plus, if you're working on separating eggs in the shell, that's a great technique to learn. So cracking it in half is really going to help minimize shell picking out, because you don't want to be picking shells out. All right, so with those, I need to wipe off my hands. These are Vital eggs, Vital Farms eggs, by the way. You see that they say pasture raised. Pasture raised is incredibly important for the cleanliness of food. For the sake of having cleanliness in food, I always recommend that they do actually, you're absolutely right. I agree with you totally. I recommend that you buy pasture raised. There is a difference between pasture raised, free ranged, and cage free, and the 99-cent eggs. And then everything else is the 99-cent eggs. Pasture raised is actually when that little chicken right there has the opportunity to live like a chicken's supposed to live. He never lives in a cage. He lives in a barn at night because that's where they like to roost. They like to be in covered places at night. But a pasture raised chicken is a chicken that is actually allowed to be in a pasture. The great thing about these eggs is that they're going to be higher in omega-3s. You're going to get a lot of healthy nutrients that you're not going to get in 99-cent eggs. These are expensive eggs. That's right. They are 99 cents a carton. These eggs are about $6 a carton, but I highly recommend them. And if you buy pastured eggs, hi, Sandy, it's good to see you. Vital Steaks, yes, it is, absolutely. It's important. And if you go to Vital Farms, the company name is Vital Farms. Let me see if I can find their name anywhere. It's right here in the center. See that right there? Vital Farms. If you go to their website, they will actually show you the demographic of how much room that their chickens have compared to other chickens. So pasture raised, you can actually get them. They're called Verde eggs, which are organic, completely organic fed. These chickens will eat some grain, but chickens everywhere are going to eat some grain. So, but that's not their primary, hey Frank, it's good to see you. Hey Lucille, but that's not their primary feeding source. Their primary feeding source is actually in the pasture. So pasture raised eggs, you're going to get these nice bright yellow yolks. See how yellow these yolks are? It's no yolk how yellow these are. I know. Yeah, it's still cheap, and they're amazing eggs, and they are really going to benefit you. If you're eating a lot of eggs, these are really, really going to benefit you. So, and they're still cheaper than the farmer's market, but I do like to buy local eggs. I have to show you my beautiful eggs I have right now. When I can buy local, I buy local. I always have like 2-3 dozen eggs in my refrigerator all the time because we eat a lot of eggs. These are from Red Hen Farms. This is a local. They are in Boulder. But look at these beauties. Look at these beautiful eggs. Oh my gosh. There's olive color. Oh my gosh. These are so gorgeous. I'm like totally, I don't even want to eat them because they're so beautiful. I know. I know. They're so gorgeous. I love Red Hen Farms. They are an amazing organization. We are actually touring Red Hen Farms this spring in April probably. I'm going to go down. We're going to do a whole egg week, and Red Hen Farms is going to give me access to their entire farm. We're going to talk about chicks. We're going to talk about which came first, the chicken or the egg. We're going to talk about all kinds of things and sustainable farming practices. It's going to be an amazing time in April, and I'm going to get to visit with them live. So super excited. And I will bring you guys along with me. In fact, they're anticipating that I am, Allie, they are anticipating that I am bringing you with me. So see how yellow that is? It's amazing the color in this. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. All right, so you're going to give these a light whisk. You're not going to beat them up. I know, right? Exactly. Thank you for saying that. Yes, touche there, Frank. Absolutely. So you're going to give these a whisk, just like that. I know that some of you are on a budget and maybe that's not available for you in your budget. And that's fine. Do the best that you can do. Do not stress over your food. The last thing that you should be doing is stressing over your food. The reason I say that is because that stress that you're incurring over the types of food that you're eating and can afford is more dangerous, is absolutely more dangerous than the foods that you're avoiding. So just be very, very careful with that, with those stress levels. I was a stress cadet about food and I had to calm myself down. So, all right, so we have that in here. To this mixture, this egg mixture, we are going to add 1 cup, which I do not even have here. What in the world? Sorry. We're going to add 1 cup of coconut sugar. The reason I use coconut sugar is because, let's face it, this is a cake. And I want it to taste like a cake. I don't want it to taste like a scone or a, whatever. I want it to taste like a chocolate cake. So I use coconut sugar because it's low glycemic. When it gets in the body, it does not react like white sugar reacts. It actually reacts in the body at a slower digestion rate. So you do not get the incredible sugar spike. You will get some sugar spike, but your body will not release amazing amounts of insulin if you were using a cup of regular organic sugar. So this is coconut sugar. This is my favorite to use. Here's what it looks like when I buy it. It's organic, of course, because you know how I roll. Everything's organic. So this is just organic coconut sugar. Coconut sugar is available in a lot of places. Just make sure that the processing is very low. I know coconut is an amazing product in this world. So yes, and they're about to go GMO. So everybody beware. It does have a little bit different flavor. It's going to actually, Marcy, it's actually going to make this taste really rich. It's going to give a cake especially. Like a lot of people don't like to use it in their coffees, and I understand that actually, but I really like it in my baked goods. I think it adds an amazing dimension in my baked goods. So if anything calls for sugar, I replace it with coconut sugar. Yes, you don't, I actually do not recommend stevia. Stevia is something that is off the table for me, and I have a reason for that. And if you want to ask me, I'll tell you. Yeah, coconuts, there are a couple of countries that are actually, where they're grown, are actually experimenting with GMOs because we're trying to keep up with production. So, yeah. I know, it's crazy town. So, it's not happened yet, but it's a possibility. So, I was reading an article about it the other day. Sad, but true. Yeah, no stevia for me. So, okay, but somebody's asking, please do tell us why stevia. Here's the reason why I don't do stevia. Even though stevia is a plant-based product, by the way, we're going to put 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon here. This is going to up that sweet taste without adding anything sweet. So it's a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of, you don't want to do too much, it will overpower, but this will really up the sweet taste in this chocolate cake and give it a beautiful, rich flavor to it. So just regular cinnamon, just 1/4 teaspoon. And we're going to continue to stir as we add things in. This is important for this little cake, by the way. Okay, so here's, it has amazing. You try, yeah, it does, yeah, it doesn't, I don't like it. I use table sugar or white sugar for my kombucha. Yes, so this is I replaced this replacement. I actually, this is kind of my own recipe. So it's what I decided tasted well. I tried it with 1/2 cup and it just didn't have that depth that I wanted. It didn't have that sweetness that I wanted. So, hey Sherry. So Sherry's just in time for this discussion. We're going to do, let me just back up before we talk about stevia. We are going to do 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And I know that you're freaking out. Like you're like, oh my God, that's a lot of vanilla. But for this cake, again, this is going to up the sweetness without adding without adding sugar. Vanilla actually will mask and make something taste sweeter than it actually is. So vanilla is awesome. I make my own homemade vanilla. This is actually, plus it's alcohol. So the alcohol actually tastes really great as it burns off in the cake. So thank you so much. Yes. So that's 2 tablespoons of vanilla, which is a lot. If you're not making your own, you're going to kill like half of your vanilla. But I make my own. I make it with vodka and a vanilla bean, and that's how how I make it. It needs to set for 4 weeks, and then that's it. So, of course I do, right? Why wouldn't I? There's something floating in my, and I want it out of there, in my cake batter there. All right, so we have all of these ingredients. We're going to add just a pinch of salt. Anytime you're baking, I highly recommend a pinch of salt. Just down into there. Simple as can be. Now is the time when we're actually going to add this chocolate. So we're going to just pour the chocolate right in there, and we're going to whisk it all up. Can you believe this? Yeah, you could absolutely do homemade salad dressings. I like to do my salad dressings in a mason jar just because I can clean it easier. And that bottle's kind of hard to clean. So I just reserved that bottle for my, Splat's going to go to work here. I just reserved that bottle for my vanilla. But yes, making your own vanilla is super easy. Needs more chocolate? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah, but those are beautiful to serve, Sherry, your salad dressing out of there. But I do have my salad dressings in my mason jars. Poor Splat. Somebody the other day, I wasn't using Splat, and she was like, I need to send you a spatula. I was like, dude, I have like the most famous spatula on the planet. His name is Splat. I've made him he's famous now. All right, so we have all of our ingredients into the wet mix here. This is, you know what? Honestly, I would, yeah, I know, right? Me too, Frank, for sure. Splat needs a bath. I'm just going to give this just a quick taste. I'm going to stick Splat back in there and just give this a quick taste as I drip it all down my chin. That's really great. Yes, I really like those. I really like those flavors. This is a great. So far, so good. So we're going to keep going. I don't feel like I need to add anything. It tastes sweet enough to me. It tastes just like I want it to taste. Yeah, you can actually lick the splat. Lick the spatula. All right, so this is nice and thick. You can see how it's kind of, you know, thickened up with all the ingredients that we put in. Our last ingredients that we're going to whisk in. Here's the great thing, is that you don't even have to freaking get out your mixer. I love this part of this because getting out my mixer is all good. It's fine. Get out your mixer. That's fine. But it's so great when I don't have to, when I can bake and I don't have to. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting 3/4 of a cup of almond meal. This is not something that you normally see in a cake. This is something that you see more like in biscuits and things like this. But the almond meal actually works really, I'm going to just give it a quick squish down here. The almond meal actually works really, really great for this cake. I tried other flours and I had to use more of it, and I didn't like the consistency. So this is what I have chosen for this recipe. Just going to chop it up a little bit and get all the big clumpies out. That's just going to go right down into here. It is a gluten-free cake. Isn't it fabulous? It's not dairy-free or sugar-free, but it's gluten-free. Yes, almond meal is your friend. I almost got my hair in the chocolate. Almond meal is your friend. I use almond flour. This is almond flour, but I use it in a lot of stuff, and I buy it in bulk at Sam's or Costco because I know it's glorious. It is absolutely that. Well, you know what? Chastity, I keep saying I'm going to post stuff, and I keep getting further and further behind. So I'm not making any promises, but I don't have to miss cake unless you're dairy-free, and then you have to miss cake, but this cake anyway. You could actually make this with some vegan eggs if you were so inclined. I bet it would turn out just fine. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. I didn't even promise. I never even said anything about a secret ingredient, Lucille. You're the one that said something about a secret ingredient. They're all secret ingredients because this is my own recipe. I know, right? I know. You're going to have to get it on replay. I'm so far behind on my blog post right now, and I need to catch up, but I have so much in the irons in the fire. I have so many irons in the fire that I'm a little bit behind, so I apologize for that. All right, so you just want to mix this up until it is in a cake batter consistency. We will learn about vegan eggs on Friday. If you want to know about vegan eggs, yeah, so you watch me on Friday. But see that? See how we got that consistency? So that, my friends, is the cake batter. It takes a lot less time when you're not talking about eggs and all that kind of jazz, I can tell you that. So what I have here is I have a springform pan. If you're not familiar, a lot of people make cheesecakes and things like that in it. But this is a springform. It's actually a 2-piece pan. You put this on here and you tighten this down and you get a seal on the bottom of your pan and you can bake your cakes right in it. However, you don't have to, I know, I love spring too. You do not have to, when this cake is done, you're not going to have to peel it out of a pan. I know, it's super cool. I got this at Home Goods, this cute little white one at Home Goods for like $5.99. So you don't need a fancy pants one, just, you know, because you're probably not making cake every day. So, but this is really, really cool. And when you do it, this is actually, because there's no baking soda or baking powder or anything like this, this is actually a very dense cake. So it's not really going to rise a whole lot. But that's the beautiful part about it, actually, is when you serve it, it is so gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. And it looks like something extremely decadent because of how dense it is. So I actually opted to leave out the baking powders and stuff like that. So you probably could freeze the leftovers, Allie. I have not tried that. So I do love Home Goods. They're like one of my favorite places on the planet. So we're just going to pour the batter right down in there. And then I have my oven preheating. It's been preheating this whole time. I have my oven preheating on 325. It is super important that you don't have a super hot oven for this because chocolate burns, especially cacao. Cacao is very quick to burn, so you want to cook it at a nice low temperature for longer. So instead of cooking like a regular cake, like you might cook at 375 for, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, this is actually going to be on 375. This is going to be on 325. This is going to be on Splat needs to go to work again. This is going to be on 325 for 40 to 50 minutes, depending on where you live. I do high altitude baking, so I typically have to go a little bit longer, but always the toothpick, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm watching what I'm doing, so I'm missing comments, but always the toothpick trick will always work there. So we have this beautiful chocolate cake in here. I'm going to go stick it in the oven and I'll be back with you guys and we'll talk about stevia, why I don't like stevia, and I'll answer your questions. So let me go stick this in the oven. Look how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful. Ooh, I can't wait. The house is going to smell amazing. I'm going to bring my timer over because I'm old school this way. I'm totally old school. I handed this to Robin the other day. Actually, I was testing this recipe for the final time so that I could feel like, right? You can smell it, I know. I was testing this recipe for the final time and I was, I handed this to Robin because I needed to go and do something. I was like, when this goes off, go take that cake out of the oven. He's like, what is this thing? Like, dude, this has been sitting on our counter for like 15 years, but whatever. I have had this timer since I was in my 20s. I know, it's so cute. You know, we have a clock shop, right? Everybody knows that we own a clock shop as well. That's what Robin does for a living. And so, yes, and that I didn't buy this because of him. I've had it since I was a kid, basically, so.
And don't make fun of your husband while he's standing right here.
That's right. I know, it's cute, right? So you can see that I've got my timer on. Bye, I love you. You can see that I've got my timer on 50 minutes. See that? 50 minutes? Yeah. He does crash it. It's like Edison. Yeah, so I just leave that sitting, and when I'm walking around the house, I just take it with me. It just goes where I go. In fact, sometimes I lose it. I'm like, what did I do with my kitchen timer? So, yes. Oh, it is an old timer. Oh, there's Shane. You're so funny. Yes. So, all right. So somebody had a question about stevia. Why? And I hope you're still here. Are you still here that had the question about stevia? Why I don't eat stevia? It is the best timer. I love it. That's so funny. Let's turn this some more so I'm not leaning. Yes, you could use a bundt pan, absolutely. So you guys on Periscope, stay right here. I'm actually going to let everybody on Facebook go here. So thank you guys so much for watching. That cake and the photos of this particular cake that I am baking will be available on my VIP page, go2kitchens.com. Click VIP access. You will get some confirmation emails, blah, blah, blah. You'll get a free ebook and you'll get a link to a VIP page that's on Facebook. It's a group. So please do that. And I will have the final products listed there for you guys to see. So please go check it out. Everybody stay with me on Periscope. Thank you guys so much for watching on Facebook. I will see you tomorrow. We are making French fries tomorrow. So come see me tomorrow at noon Mountain Time. Love ya. Bye. Okay, sorry. I wanted to get Facebook gone so they don't crash on me. They've been crashing and it's a bummer. I hate it when that happens. So yes. No, I have, Allie, I have an iPad going and a iPhone going. I know. Yes, tomorrow we're making homemade French fries and they are actually going to be good for you. And then we are making homemade ketchup as well. So yeah. So I'm broadcasting in 2 places. So let's talk about stevia. So stevia is plant-based. You guys are on Periscope. Sherry's like, where am I? What am I doing? No, I wish it was sponsored. So stevia is a plant-based item. It is, let me close down my iPad because I'm like, my giant head is like staring back at me. It's freaking me out. So stevia is a plant-based item. Our plant-based product, sweetener. Here's the problem I have with stevia. And it's not the same problem, but it's one of the same problems that I have with all artificial sweeteners. And that is when you eat sugar, your body releases insulin. So you eat sugar and your body goes, hey, down at your brain, your brain starts everything. So it's, yells down, hello, there's some sugar. I tasted sugar on the taste buds. There's sugar coming down the pie hole. So you guys get ready for it. So when you're on the iPhone, yes. So when it gets there, all right, when it gets to your gut, your body releases insulin. I'm talking about just plain sugar here. Your body releases insulin and it goes through and clean sweeps everything and turns it into energy, temporary energy, but it turns it into energy and it does what it needs to do with it, and then it disposes of the rest of it. That's right. So when you take in an artificial sweetener, and I consider stevia to be an artificial sweetener, although it's not artificially made, although some of it is, but thank you. But it is an artificial sweetener in the way that it reacts in the body. So when you take in an artificial sweetener, your body says, hey, something super extremely sweet is coming down the pie hole. So get ready for it. So your body starts releasing amazing amounts of energy because it thinks that it's getting something super sweet. In the meantime, what happens is that your body is ready for something sweet, although it's not getting any of the caloric intake. So it's not getting any of the calories that regular table sugar will provide you. So what happens is it's like, okay, what's this? And so it's released all of this insulin, but it doesn't get any of the caloric intake. So ultimately what happens is that your pancreas goes into overload because that's what's releasing the insulin hormone. And the rest of your body starts going, wait a second, wait just a darn second. I was supposed to get some calories and I didn't get them. So I want them now. And so you start craving things like, yes, that's right. And so you start craving things like carbs. You start craving things like greasy foods. You start craving more sugar. You start craving all kinds of things. The problem with stevia, I'm getting to it, trust me. The problem with stevia is that it's like 30 times sweeter than real sugar. And so, but without the calories. So you are fooling your taste buds and your brain into thinking it's getting something sweet, but your body knows better. And you're not doing yourself any favors. Quite frankly, I'd rather you just eat regular sugar. If you think you have to have something sweet, I'd rather you just go for the plain old sugar because it is actually a proper response in the body. And so that's a lot, right? That's a lot that I just said. Holy cow. That is the reason that quite frankly, I agree, right, Frank? And that's the reason why I do not suggest that you go for stevia. If you're trying to kick a sugar habit, don't replace one habit with another habit. Just kick the habit. I mean, that's really the simple solution there. So eat real food, baby. That's right, Moira. You're spot on there. Yes, and so if you're trying to lose weight and you are using, now let's back up and say this. Let's back up and say this. I have been addicted to sweet tea my entire life. It's only been about 6 months that I have not been drinking sweet tea every single day, about a gallon every 2 days, so half a gallon a day. Stevia does not have calories. No, it has calories, but they're very minimal. Certainly not like you're getting in sugar. So I have had a sweet tea addiction my entire life. I love sweet tea. In fact, I could drink a gallon of it right now. Even though I've broken my addiction, actually I broke it with kombucha, but even though I have broke that addiction, I'm actually still crave it. It's like, I want sweet tea, but I don't drink it. So I don't keep it in the house. I actually drink it when we go out to eat, but I don't drink it in the house. So I'm from the South, I'm from Texas, so I had a sweet tea addiction. So what about for diabetic? I suggest you pick things that are low glycemic, natural products that will not spike your insulin. So that's what I would recommend, or just bailing on it completely, doing it in very minimal amounts, just giving your body enough. You know what? I do not, any white sugar, I do not eat more than this in a day. 1 tablespoon is all I get of anything, and that's in all my foods, that's everywhere. I'm counting it everywhere. I'm not counting it in like, just in a recipe, or in my tea or in my coffee. I'm talking about anything I eat. I try not to eat more than a tablespoon of white sugar a day. And I'm living. I survived. Yes, but that's a different kind of sugar. So when we're talking about converting from carbs converting into sugars in your body, that's something different. So yes, absolutely. So diabetics, you're just replacing one habit with another habit. So I just say stay away from it. I better not eat the whole cake. Don't worry, I won't. And yeah, this is just a tablespoon. This is just I know it is kind of big. I think it's because it's close to the camera, but it really is. See, look, 1 tablespoon. It says right there. Yeah, no, trust me, I won't. If I ate the whole cake, I'd be sick for days. Plus, I have to wear like a bathing suit in like 10 days, so not doing that. So yes, so I've been a sweet tea drinker my entire life. I broke the habit, but I was a Splenda-aholic. I put Splenda by the bucket loads in my sweet tea. Bucket loads. And I am still detoxing my body from that. So, yes, how did you know? I'll take a picture and send you. Whatever. Yeah, 45-year-old thong bikini. Hot. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I have broken my habit completely. I have been overweight and had all the diet drinks on the planet. Diet Dr. Pepper, Diet Coke, addicted, fully addicted, broke all those addictions in my diet. Actually, my body just kicked them out. It was like, you don't need this stuff anymore. I was like, I know, I don't. And so it just slowly went out of my life. So yeah, sweet and low is bad, Sherry. It's bad. And I mean, it's not something you can like harp about. Can you hear the thing ticking, by the way, when I'm here? It's not something that you need to harp about, but it is something that should be tried to be corrected. So yeah. And you can't scare him into changing that. He's just going to have to make up his mind to change it one day. So you keep living your good, healthy habits in front of him, and he'll see a change in you, and that will create a change. So. You're welcome. Good. If I can get if I can get one person off of an artificial sweetener, even stevia, I am happy. I am so happy, because when we talk about artificial sweeteners in Splenda, we talk about artificial sweeteners in Equal, and what are the other ones? Sweet and Low. We talk about those. Those are very dangerous for your body. So not only are you fooling your body with the taste buds and that whole thing that I just went through, you're not only fooling your body there, but you're actually introducing toxins into your body every single time you do it. And they're very, very absorbable in the gut. So it's sending it everywhere. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, I have a husband that won't stop doing things that I don't want him to do. But you know what? It is not my choice. It is his choice. So I have to live an example in front of him. And I can tell you, as I live my examples in front of him and other people, they start making changes. And so just keep doing it. Stay with it. Yeah, he's not gonna like organic coconut sugar. What I would do, if you have somebody, here's the reason that most people put aspartame or sweet and low in their coffee. I don't know how we got off here, but we're gonna stay on this path because I think it's a great path. So the reason that people, what time is it? The reason that people put sweet and low or do these artificial sweeteners is because they think that sugar has too many calories, or they're diabetic or something like that. When the truth is, if you're not a diabetic, when the truth is that you should just hand over the table, like go get some organic pure cane sugar and say, you know what, just eat this. This is so much better for you, right? This is so much better for you, that pure cane sugar, because it's a real food. It's a real food product, especially if you can find it in its natural state when it's crystallized. This is a real food with minimal processing, and I'd rather you eat that because I know that there's not any chemicals in that. So if you're gonna be persistent about it, I would just start putting that on the table and say, this is better for you, and I know you like it better anyway, so just use this. That is, and you're not going to gain any weight. In fact, most people, when they just ban artificial sweeteners, they lose weight because they're not craving those carbs. They're not craving those fatty foods like you do when you have a sugar spike, but there's no caloric intake. So, yep. Yeah, try that. And the coconut sugar, but see, Sherry, you're already on a good path because he already is trying things. He's becoming a seeker. He's looking for alternatives. So just help him through that. So I did say I said coconut sugar, just pure cane sugar. Yeah, so pure cane organic sugar. I know, right, Jeannie? And so that when you give them permission to make a change like that you know is better for them, then it is a sign that you really do have their best interest at heart. So I fully recommend that you just ban artificial sweeteners out of the household. And if you're going to eat sugar, as long as you're not a diabetic or have any other medical issues that prevent you from eating sugar, and you know what those are, so use your brain, then I just recommend that you just go with a pure cane sugar. Yeah, and this is what it looks like. Hold on, I'll show you. This is actually what I feed my Scobie. So I have a lot of it. I buy it in bulk. But this is what it looks like. This is pure cane. This has been processed probably a couple of times to get it this white. Yeah, to get it this white. So, but this is what pure cane sugar looks like. It's super granulated. But I mean, it's going to be so much better for them. So much better for them. So much better than all of those chemicals. Mason's in the house. Yes. All right. So while I'm waiting for the cake to make, we're going to make the topping super fast because that's what I do. And then I'm going to make the topping and then I'm out. So you guys, oh, good. Yeah, that's an awesome place to get it, Sherry. That's a great place to get it. So perfect. So we're going to make a topping super fast. I'm going to get a bowl. I got everything out. Oh, no. I know what I was going to use. I'm sorry. Sorry. We're going to use this. So let's come back to the countertop here. All right. So this is coconut milk. This is organic full-fat coconut milk. Some of you guys have seen this before. So... So this is full-fat coconut milk, and it's organic, of course. And we're going to make a topping that it doesn't really simulate a icing, but it will give you an amazing flavor. So we're going to just make a quick coconut cream. I'm like using this for everything nowadays. A super fast coconut cream. So you just use the milk. And then you pull the fat. You see this is a solid? Can you see that? Let me get it where you can see it. See that that's a solid in there? Underneath here, it's going to be liquid. So you're going to pull that out of there. Just the fat. This is my favorite brand for this, by the way. If you want to know, I mean, I've tried different brands now. This is my absolute favorite brand. Oh, and by the way, I've had this coconut milk in the refrigerator so that the fat would solidify. I know, I love coconut cream. It's so good. So good on this chocolate cake. It's what I served it with this weekend when I did the final test for it. And everybody was freaking out. They were like, oh my God, this is so good. It does taste really good. I'm going to set the can aside. It still has, see the liquid in there? Actually, I want some more of that fat out of there. Actually, I'm just going to pour that out and get the rest of the fat around my edges. Okay. So into that, I'm going to pour a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit more sugar. So yes, so just a dash of cinnamon. That's more than a dash, but that's okay. A dash of cinnamon, a little bit, just a couple of pinches of sugar in here. This is going to sweeten it up just a little bit. I know that was more than a dash. I agree, Lucille. And I'm just going to use I have a stick mixer, just like this. And I'm going to use my stick mixer down in there, and you will see what happens. It fluffs up like cream, but it's super good for you. Right? But it just makes this beautiful cream. And it fluffs up beautifully. While your cake is baking, you can make this ahead of time. And I served this with some berries. Bye, Lucille. I served this with some berries on top of that. So just a dollop of this. Just a dollop of this and then the berries. And it's so good. Raspberries in particular are amazing. Amazing. Can you see what it's doing in there though? It's making a coconut cream. So good. Well, actually I didn't have it in the refrigerator that way, so I didn't forget. I get confused about which way it is, right? I know raspberries are perfect. So if you don't have one of these little ditties, I don't think it's a kitchen necessity, these little stick mixers, but they are great for fast jobs like this without pulling a whole big mixer out. I love it. I love my little stick mixer. It's fun too. So see this coconut cream in there? I'm going to stick that back in the refrigerator so it gets a little bit thick again. And then it'll be ready for it when it comes out. So look at that. Oh! Yeah, this one I paid like 35 bucks for it at Target. It's not even a fancy pants one. It's like a super cheap one. And it works great because I don't use it all the time. So yes. I know, awesome idea. Just a tablespoon or two right on top of your chocolate cake with some raspberries. Everybody's gonna love you, just like I love you. Just like I love you, they're gonna love you. So I'm gonna actually put the lid on that, stick it in my fridge, and it'll be ready. Oh, yay, I love you too, Diane. Hello, Diane. There you go. Good, we're good to go. Showing the love. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here. If you guys are new to me, please follow me. If you're new to Diane, please follow her. Diane Bernard, she was just in here. Please follow her. If Diane is the one who launched me into Periscope. I watched Periscope for one day, and she was one of the first people that I saw. And she was doing a class on how to do Periscope, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. And so by the next morning, I was Periscoping, and Diane helped me do that. So Diane is amazing. If you're not following her and you want to know more, she talks about updates. Thank you so much, Diane. She talks about updates with Periscope. She tells you like sneaky tricks. She does all kinds of marketing, how to market Periscope. She is amazing. She's amazing. She does a show mostly in the mornings, but throughout the day. And she's the one who told me all about my gear that I have. And yes, so I still follow her. I don't get to watch her show as much as I used to, but I still follow her, and she's amazing that way. So yes. Maybe so. Yeah, it could be. Absolutely. Yeah, Diane's amazing. I love watching her, and she's very practical, and she's adorable. Thank you. She's adorable, and she's very helpful. So yes. Ah, Frank, awesome. Go watch Diane. She can really help you. That's right. Yep. And Diane is the one who I was like, my first 10,000 hearts, I'm like sending her a message. I'm like, oh my God, I got my first 10,000 hearts. I was so excited. Now we're well over 1 million. So it's, yeah. So she helped me start this journey and put me on a good footing to get this done really well and do it in a fun, professional way. So thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. Okay, I am out. I'm going to be back today with 2 more scopes. OMG, what the hey-ho. Yes, 2 more scopes. One scope, I'm going to give you information about a very important announcement. And that is, there is a class starting soon by Dr. Josh Axe called the Institute for Nutritional Leadership. If you, thank you, if you are... So if you're interested in that at all, I'm going to give you my opinions about that. I'm going to show you the link. I'm going to show you all kinds of things. I'm going to talk about my top 3 best experiences with that. And so if you guys are interested, please catch that scope. It will be big announcement, Institute for Nutritional Leadership. Did you, Sarah? Oh yeah, that's awesome. I knew that. That's great. I love it. Thank you so much, Daniel. That's very sweet of you. And so I love to laugh. So even if it was a horrible laugh, I would still be laughing. But yes, so that is a big announcement coming up. And then I'm going to do a quick inspirational scope this afternoon because I missed yesterday. I was so busy yesterday and I missed it yesterday. And I have something that was really a big impression on me and my life. And I want to share it with you guys. And it's my dad's thought on you can call it prayer, you can call it meditation, you can call it whatever you want, but it is about thoughtful responses in your system of resetting, taking a moment throughout your day to reset. And so I'm going to share that in an inspirational scope a little bit later today, and I'm super excited about that. And it's something that my dad has been telling me since I was a young lady, probably like a teenager when I could actually understand what he was talking about, and I learned the principles of prayer and why we pray. And so that's me. I pray. You may meditate, whatever it is, but I'm going to talk about that in my inspirational scope. I'm probably going to pop off here, clean up, get the cake out of the oven. How much time do we have left? Okay, maybe not. We have 30 minutes left. Pop off here, clean up, get the cake out of the oven, have some lunch, and then I'll be right back in about half hour, 45 minutes with the big announcement for INL. So you guys stick around today on Periscope. Thank you so much. If you're a replay viewer, you can actually still give hearts. So you can still tap that screen and replay and give me hearts. You can still follow me. Swipe left or right, up or down. Get it? Anyway, swipe left or right, up or down, and please follow me. We do this broadcast every weekday at noon Mountain Time. Of course, this is my website, go2kitchens.com, and my name is Leslie because it's right there on my apron, and aprons don't lie. So, all right, I love you guys. Please consider becoming a VIP. I'll see you back here in about a half hour, 45 minutes. Love ya. Bye. Oh, and if you want to see pictures of the cake, bye, thank you. If you want to see pictures of the cake, go become a VIP. I'm going to put pictures over on the Facebook VIP page. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye, Sherry. Bye, Frank. Bye, Lily.